Hey friends, welcome to another video. In today's video, we are talking about letting your bad habits drop you with the example of emotional eating and overeating. I first heard about this idea of letting bad habits drop you from Julie Pyatt, also known as Srimati, also known as the amazing chef, space holder, energy healer, musician, and wife of the plant-powered athlete Rich Roll. And Julie shared this idea on her podcast, which was formerly called Divine Throughline, is now called For the Life of Me. And I was really intrigued by this idea, letting a bad habit drop you. Instead of forcing yourself to quit something cold turkey or being in such strong resistance to this habit that you know is ruling your life, you know it's not good for you, and you don't want to do it anymore, and yet you find yourself still doing it. So hearing about this idea, letting the bad habit drop you, I was pretty confused because I'd only ever related to my bad habits as bad habits that, I was just doing and I didn't want to do anymore, and yet I couldn't stop doing them. The more I tried to stop doing them, the more they just continued and often worsened. So coming from the perspective of emotional eating and overeating recovery, I'm going to share with you 5 things I started focusing on. And before I knew it, as I started really disciplining myself around these 5 things, the habit of emotional eating and overeating has fallen away. Like magic, friends. Now I finally get it, how to let a bad habit drop you. So, my first thing I started focusing on was the importance of greens and optimal, proper nutrition. Now, this can be a diet of your choosing, a healthy diet. I'm talking about one that does focus on fresh fruits and vegetables, that is centered on plants, that does include living foods, but you figure out the rest. For me, it's a completely raw vegan diet of fresh fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds as guided by my intuition. I finally found a balance. It's high in veggies, it's high in greens, it's also high in fruit, but I don't follow anyone else's strict macronutrient ratio. I tend to keep my fat on the low end, but not as low as other people seem to think is the right amount. I've kind of let go of the rules, and I'm in this process of creating my own rules and really listening to my body's inner wisdom and guidance, and trying different things as I'm guided to keep dialing in my diet better. Now, number 2 is supplementation as needed to correct deficiencies and insufficiencies. I got blood work done at the beginning of this year, and I learned I was deficient in B12, D3, iodine, my omega-3s were low, and I was also told to increase my fat and decrease my carbs a bit, which I was very in resistance to initially, but I've slowly kind of loosened up around that point in particular. So I talk about this in my blog, but I got some B12 shots. I supplemented D3 a very high dose for a while. I started focusing on eating more omega-3s and supplementing with a vegan algae supplement. And I also began supplementation, a very strict protocol with Dawn Bennett for iodine. And now I am still on the iodine, which you can see here. I supplement with this Complement Plus. It's a vegan product by No Meat Athlete, and it literally has all of the things that vegans tend to lack. It's got algae-based omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA. It's got the other omega fats. It's got D3, K2, B12, iodine from kelp, magnesium, zinc, selenium, and a few other things in it. But it's really nice because you can get everything you need. I trust that it's high quality, and it's 100% vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, no animal cruelty vegan capsules. So like everything I could want and need in one deal. I'm not an affiliate. I don't make money off this. So I will include a link so you can check it out if it does interest you. But I also stress, get your own blood work done, see where you're at. Don't just start supplementing willy-nilly, because often you don't need things and other times you really do need things, and you might need to go a little bit more aggressively than just a low dose maintenance dose. I also take this Daily Green Boost. It's a barley grass juice powder, which I try to include in my diet every day. I'm not perfect with it, but I do at least have it a few times a week, and it's very, very mineral rich and nutrient dense, and I really, really enjoy it. I also take a probiotic, which is vegan and awesome, and I find it really helpful for digestion. So really the point is of number 2, supplement, do some lab work, see if you have any deficiencies and correct them. This can be very, very helpful in, balancing the physical body so that it's not, craving things emotionally and then you're making poor food choices when really you have a deficiency or something, and there's no way you can eat enough of B12 in cookies or something. Number 3, get honest with yourself and leave the whole diet, cleanse, fast, binge, purge, restriction mentality behind. Ditch it, friends. Let go of it. You gotta really do this. And this was hard because I found it like deeply ingrained in my psyche. And I did a lot of never binge again work around this. I found that Dr. Glenn Livingston's book and resources were really helpful. I will link to that in the description as well. And just working around changing my food mindset and how I related to eating and nourishment, and kind of getting the voices in my head straight on which ones were telling me unhelpful things and to go ahead and ignore those and focus on the ones who were supporting me and guiding me to create a food plan that actually works for me, which is number 4. Only adopt a daily food regimen that's easy enough and reasonable enough and frankly enjoyable enough for you to stick to every day. If it's too hard, it's something you may only be able to do for part of the week, or say Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends you're so hungry that you're ordering the pizza, you're eating the donuts and the cupcakes and the everything else, and you find yourself binging or unable to stick to your plan. If it's that hard, then, look back. Am I actually setting myself up with a proper nutrition, proper calorie density, proper micronutrient density plan? And am I able to stick to it day by day? And if not, you may need to work with someone, nutritionist, health coach, etc., to create a food plan that's actually healthy, that's actually sustainable. If you've got, a lot of history with dieting and cleansing and really need to focus on reworking your mentality, your mindset, and ideas around what is healthy and what is not. Number 5 was learning and implementing, like actually doing on a daily basis, tools and resources for coping with difficult emotions and reducing stress. So just some general ideas about what those could be, including my favorites, of course, yoga and meditation, as well as volunteer work, hobbies, interests, crafts, artwork, creativity, therapy, support groups, energy healing, coaching, anything else that is beneficial to you to lower your stress, relax, unwind, and deal with whatever it is you would be otherwise turning to food to stuff down, repress, numb, not experience. So these 5 things were really, really instrumental in allowing the habit of the overeating and emotional eating to drop away from me. And now I'm at this place of peace and harmony and enjoyment with my food and my body like I've really never experienced before. And that's really what's motivating this video, is that I want this for you. If you've struggled with an eating disorder, if you've struggled with overeating, emotional eating, anything like that, it is possible. Healing is possible. I've been on this journey for a long time. Since I was around 13. I just turned, oh my God, will I reveal my age? I don't know. But let's just say it's been over a decade of working with disordered eating. And yeah, so I feel for you. Just to review what those 5 things are, once again, we've got the importance of greens and proper nutrition, supplementation as needed, leave the diet cleanse mentality behind, adopt an eating plan that's easy and enjoyable enough that you can stick to it every single day. And lastly, learn other tools for coping and stress management. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment. I would love to connect with you. Reach out if you need more support. Shoot me an email, taylor@joyfulrawlife.com, or leave a comment. We can connect more and support one another in this process. So like this video if you like it, subscribe for more videos, and much love to you. Namaste.